we are at one of the most difficult circuits on the racing calendar. Welcome to Monaco for today's Formula One qualifying. This has been an exciting track in times gone by, and typically it entertains the moment the lights go out.
It's the scene of many incidents as drivers jostle for position. You have to make a choice between going for it and self-preservation. There's no point in going in hot if you don't come out intact the other side. Even if you're at the front, you will be worrying about the guys behind you.
How's it going, guys, and welcome to another episode of our F1 2016 career mode at Monaco this time. And you're wondering, why is this not live? Unfortunately, I'm away for the next few days, so I have to pre-record a couple of episodes for you guys, so I really apologise for that, but it's better than to get content out than just to leave it for a few days without anything. So we're into qualifying then on there, and I did a bit of practice beforehand using the development points, but we're going to jump straight into my flying lap on the ultra soft tyre. And 18th place, we set a 17.6, not the quickest lap in the world, if I'm completely honest with you. We're going to come down the straight then towards Saint-Devote, as we're going to be just braking just at the 50 metre board there into turn 1, and we get a very good exit there. Look at the gap, look at the delta there, 2 tenths up already after one corner, so it's a very promising start from us in this Toro Rosso after the race we had in Spain in the last episode, which I really recommend you guys have, if you've not seen it, to check it out there. So you can see we're only 7/100ths then, we just hit the on the wall on the inside, which has definitely cost us a very good chance of a top 5 there at least, or somewhere in the top 10. So I was a bit annoyed with that little mistake there, but we've gone back into the green zone, which is what we needed really, as we go under the tunnel then to one of the most tricky parts of the track then in terms of braking, which we've seen in the real life Monaco Grand Prix, braking just after 100 metres and down to second gear, trying to get the car absolutely stable on exit and just get it absolutely spot on there. But as you can see, we're only 1.5 tenths up then as we come into the swim pool section then. Bit of a difference from last time. You can see we just go a bit wide there. Just a bit of damage we had on the front left end plate, which really did help us hinder us in downforce. But we're going to come in to the last couple of corners then in first gear, and then just keeping it in second gear for the last corner. Just a bit of oversteer on exit, just clipping the wall, going through the billboards there, which is quite funny. But we come across the line to 16.8, which will put us P13 on the grid for the Monaco Grand Prix here. So let's see what we can do then. From 13th on the grid, can we go up the board?
Motor racing has come a long way since the first Grand Prix of the early 20th century. We have faster cars, bigger circuits, highly trained drivers who've dedicated their lives to racing. But still, we return here. Still, it remains the most desired victory in Formula One. Still, we race the Monaco Grand Prix. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1 mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. And as the drivers start thinking about getting a good start and how on earth to get through Saint-Devote in one piece, I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, if we might be seeing a safety car or two today.
Well, you wouldn't exactly bet against it, would you? Statistically, it is pretty common, of course. About 80% of all Monaco Grand Prix will have at least one safety car. And that's despite the incredible work of the marshals around here, who you'll often see lifting cars out of the way just under the yellow flag conditions. The teams will always plan for the worst case scenario though, and they'll be making sure various caution periods are built into their strategy models for the race.
No heroics into Saint-Devote, please. We're in amongst the pack and just need to stay in one piece.
So we are on the grid then for the Monaco Grand Prix, one of the most prestigious events of the season. And we're currently on the ultra soft tyre to start with, but I thought we will try something a bit different to see if we can get up the board. And what I decided to do was to go onto the soft tyre to start with. Now this may be a bit of a risky strategy, really, as you can see there by the difference there, but we're going to go onto the ultra soft at the end to really get a lot of time there. So we're going to see if this really works out in terms for our strategy for the race. I was tempted to do the super soft, but I thought with tyre wear being here with the track temperature as it is at 29 degrees with a bit of overcast conditions, I feel that the soft tyre maybe will help us a bit in the race. But anyway, we're on the grid then for the start of the Monaco Grand Prix here for the career mode. We go. racing here in Monaco, and it's a great start from us once again, and we're already to the side of Esteban Gutierrez. There's Alonso had to check up there before turn 1, and we will move up past Gutierrez up to 12, and that's a good start, but Gutierrez gets a better exit than us, as you can see, and we drop back to 13th place, so it's been a bit of a mixed bag of a start there from us in this race, and we just need to take our time. Nothing really to be very cautious about. We know that the rest of the field around us are on the ultra soft tyre, which is something we need to think about later on in this race. We're going to go down the inside of Gutierrez. He left the door open, and we move up to 12th place. We come then into this hairpin, one of the slowest corner in Formula 1, and we're right on the side by side with Esteban Gutierrez. Our hands up in disgust at Gutierrez, not giving us any room, but we get the move done anyway, and we hold on to 12. So Alonso and co have already pulled a gap to us, which is not what we needed in this race, but we need to keep on touch with both, basically the cars in front. I wasn't expecting a top 5 from where we were, but I'm hoping to get at least in the points and keep our little streak going that we had in the last race in Spain, where we managed to pull off a fantastic 4th place in that race with you guys watching it live. But I will say we will be back live on Thursday when this video goes live, of course. Live stream will be back for Canada, so I'm really looking forward to bringing Canada to you guys, because it's going to be a classic race, as we have done amazingly well in the past around that one. So anyway, we're going to go on to lap 2 then. As we can see, Alonso's got a bit of a gap to us, but we've got Gutierrez all over the back of us then. As we make a bit of a mistake there with these soft tyres, taking a bit of time to warm up, and we have a bit of a lock up there on the front left and the front right in different positions, so it's a bit strange for me from that. But we're going to come onto the straight then to start another lap onto lap 4, and we just see the gap now slowly increasing between us and Alonso, which is not what I really needed to do. I needed to keep in touch with Fernando Alonso to stand really any chance of putting it off here, but we'll see how it goes in this race. We've got plenty of time. It's a 39 lap race. It's a long one, this one, but we're going to see how we go. And my goal again is to not get any penalties. We didn't get any in Spain, as we had a run of the first 4 races being with penalties that I don't really want. There's been a bit of damage there on the front, on the right hand side. I don't know if you saw it there, maybe a bit of debris to think about there, but we're going to come on to lap 6 then, and you can see the gap to Alonso is now 2.5 seconds, so we are losing a bit of time on these soft tyres. As you can see, Gutierrez now is still with us in that Haas car, and we just tap the wall there, and you can see we've lost a bit of our front left end plate on the front wing. Definitely not what we needed, and it will affect a bit of the downforce, but with the high downforce setup that we are running here, I don't think we're going to be concerned too much at this point. If we lose a bit more of our end plate, then I will be definitely concerned for the race. So we're going to see if that will do anything for us as we go into the more technical section of this middle sector, as we go on to now on lap 9. You can see we've already got to the back of Alonso, who I think has been held up by Grosjean and Bottas, who's leading the train of 3 cars there into the hairpin, and we can just we can really reserve our tyres right now. We can just keep them cool, do some short shifting, and reduce the traction on the rears, and you can see just little short shifts to 4th. Obviously we'll lose a bit of speed to Alonso, but what matters is keeping these tyres preserved, just in case if anything comes out. We have got the safety car on as well, and the virtual safety car, so if that pops out, then that could really spice up this race, but I would really want it to be as early as possible, really, as these guys will be going to around about lap 15, 16 on their ultra soft tyres, as it is, according to the game, a 1-stop or a 2-stop strategy. So we're going to see who does what in this one. So we're going to get a good exit, and we're right on the back of Fernando Alonso, and we will get DRS for the first time, but he will have DRS on Grosjean, and Grosjean will have DRS on Bottas. So we're not really going to get anyone there, but we set a new PB of the race, which is what I definitely wanted, but we pulled a 2.3 second gap to Esteban Gutierrez, which is what I needed. But we're going to go on to lap 14 then, still with Alonso, which is what I wanted, and the gap to Gutierrez, as you can see on the map on the bottom left hand of your screen, has extended quite magnificently. So that's what I needed right there, to around about, it's a really good gap there. We've got 1.1 seconds to Alonso, which is definitely what I needed, to stay within that 1 second barrier. Obviously we can get the DRS with being a second or less, but I'm not really too fussed, because I think he'll get held up by Grosjean and Bottas, who are squabbling over, I believe it's for 9th place, which is not too bad. Really 2 points on the board, which would be good for Haas, obviously their first season in Formula 1, as we're going to come in into the very slow section. We've got yellow flags out. I'm not really sure what's going on here. We're going to see, and Gutierrez is out of the race there, and it brings out the safety car. So a bit of a moment there for Gutierrez, and that has really spiced this up a bit. It's at that point of the window. You can see someone has already reacted in the pit lane there. You can see, I think it's Sebastian Vettel in the pits already. So that was a good call there from Ferrari. And as you can see there, just going through some changes, and I was going to go on the super soft, but I accidentally clicked on the ultra soft, so I was a bit annoyed about that. But we could maybe, just maybe, go all the way on the ultra soft tyre, being the quicker tyre. Obviously these guys went to around about lap 14, and obviously this is not what I need as well. With Sainz pitting the first man in, we had to pit in obviously to react to everyone else, and we will get a new front wing put on and the set of the ultra soft tyre, and we get held up by the Sauber of Felipe Nasr, and we drop down to 19th place. So definitely not what I needed in that one, but a lot of people did not pit though, I believe, so that's going to help us a little bit once we come onto that point. So we've got Ria Haryanto ahead of us there in 18th place, who will cause a bit of a controversial moment here, you will see right about in the next few minutes right now, as we're going to skip all the way through to lap 17. And as you can see, the safety car is in the swimming pool complex, and it's coming in this lap, and we're not even anywhere near it. We're in Casino Square, and Haryanto here is just checking up really slowly. So I don't know what was going on with the game. I was a bit really confused at this point. There's been a bit of contact there with Haryanto. I would have thought the game would put all the cars at least next to each other before going back to the safety car, before it went green, but it's going back to green right now, and we're half a lap basically behind the leader, so that is not what I needed right now. But we are in 14th place, so that's something to take away, and we are on the faster tyre, as you can see. In the tyre wear, you can see, not too bad actually, so that's what we needed at this minute. But we've got to survive 23 laps on these ultra soft tyres, and it's going to be a bit of a task for the Toro Rosso. But as you saw in Spain, we have learned a bit with the setup about preserving tyre wear, which is what I needed in this race, as this is one of the most demanding track on the calendar. As we come into the penultimate corner we go, we're right on the back of Haryanto then. As you can see, no DRS has been enabled yet. We'll go down the inside at the final corner. Haryanto locks up and into the wall he goes, and we move up to P13, and that has cost Haryanto there massively. He was doing very well in terms of his pace. Very good for the Mana to see them up there fighting at least with the Toro Rosso. But we're going to go on to lap 19. The next man we hunt down is Sergio Perez in the Force India. So a lot of work to do then for us in this one. We've got to try and get as high as possible up the field to see if we can get anything from this race. Obviously we are on this faster tyre than everyone else. Everyone is on the super soft tyre at this point, but we're going very aggressively into the chicane section there. And look at the gap we've pulled already onto Perez. It's down now to a mere few seconds as we come into the swim pool complex. The gap's now 1.4 to Perez, and this little change to the swim pool chicane section there, obviously compared to last year's game, makes it a bit easier to be aggressive. And you can see, look at the gap we've pulled in this last sector to Perez, and we're right on him now, in under the 1 second for DRS, which we'll get most likely on this lap, as we set the fastest lap of the race there, a 17.2, and absolutely floored it through that lap there. And you can just see the pace we have in this Toro Rosso on the ultra soft tyre, which we didn't really get to use as much in qualifying there. We made some few mistakes to not really show the potential of this car around Monaco. But we can see we're right now on the back of Perez. We're going to come into the penultimate corner once again, and we get really close to him there. Just a slight lock up there. He goes a bit wide. We get glued to him there, but we're going to go down the inside like we did on Haryanto, and this time it's a clean move without any contact between the two drivers, and we move up to P12 with the next man being Fernando Alonso, who we had that battle with at the start of the race. And we've only got, what, 19 laps to go of this race, so we've got a lot of work to do to catch up to Alonso, and we're not far off the points as well. You can just see there we're on to lap 25, and we're right on the back then of Alonso as we gain significant pace on him, and also Felipe Massa. You can see him there just up the road in the last points paying position. So we are going to have a fantastic opportunity for a points paying finish in this race, which is what we need to go. So we're going to go down the inside, a late move on Alonso there, side by side through the chicane, a bit of wheel banging, but we have the traction on Alonso, and we move up to P11. What a fantastic bit of driving there from myself and Alonso there. There was a bit of wheel banging, but it was a clean one, and we move up to P11, which is what we needed to do in this race to stand really any chance of winning this one, but we're going to come onto that 26, and we're right on the back then of Felipe Massa right now, and it's going to be a very interesting battle, this one, between a Williams and a Toro Rosso here. We're going to see who comes out on top here, but we get a fantastic slingshot through the swimming pool section, and we're going to do the same thing again, brake really late, lock up the front left. We're right on the back of Massa now, and we're going to get the DRS on him. I don't think he's got the DRS in front of him, and he doesn't indeed. We're going to get a beautiful slipstream, and we're going to try and go around the outside of Massa into Sandavot. It's a risky move, this one, but we're going to try and break him. We go round the outside, and that's a brilliant move, and we are in to the point in 10th. So that's a fantastic bit of driving there from myself, and a very good strategy from myself to really go on these ultra soft tyres. Yes, there is a bit of a risk with the end of the race with the tyre wear, but we'll see how we go. But we're on to lap 31. We've crawled the gap now to the next flunk of cars, which involves Raikkonen. Sainz, our teammate as well, is in this battle, and it's going to be a very ding-dong battle. I said a Justin reference there, so if anyone knows Justin, let him know that I said that word on there. But we're now right on the back of Kimi Raikkonen, then we go through the swim pool section once again, where we are very strong in this last sector with the downforce and the ultra soft tyres with the traction out of the slow corners. But we're going to be braking then into the final couple of corners. Then we've got Sainz, and we're going to go down the inside of Raikkonen into the final corner, and we move up to P9. So a great move there from ourselves, and we are hunting down to our teammate next of Carlos Sainz, who had an impressive qualifying but has had a bit of a dismal race, I have to say. So not what he wants to see his teammate right behind him in this race. As you can see right now, we are right on the back of our teammate Sainz as we come into the swim pool section once again, coming to the penultimate corner and the section where we are very good in overtaking here, as we're going to get a brilliant exit once again, and we're going to go down the inside of our teammate Sainz into the final corner, and it's a very clean move, but then we had a bit of a contact there with the wheels and our hands in the air, but we get the move done on Sainz, and our next man in question is the car in front of Romain Grosjean in the Haas, and that's going to be a bit of a tough task because the Haas has actually been quite good around here in race pace, as you saw earlier on in the race with Gutierrez keeping up with us for the time being. At the end of the stint though, the tyres seem to go off for them, so we need to really be hunting down Grosjean right now, and we are indeed coming in to the penultimate corner once again. The next lap this is as well. We go down the inside on Gutierrez, and that has just been, what, 3 laps in a row. At the last corner we've overtaken 3 cars, so that is what we needed. And our next man in the equation is Valtteri Bottas in the Williams. He's the next man we are going to be hunting down in these last few laps, as Ricciardo pitted for, I don't know, I have no reason why, but it's moved us up a place to P6 at this point, and we're going to try and get a 5th place from out of nowhere in this one. What we needed right now, and it's going to be a very exciting end to this race, and it's been a fantastic one as well. You can see we're right on the clutches of Bottas then on the penultimate lap of this race nearly, and we're going to be coming then through this section, the swim pool section once again. Or we're going to pull off something that I would never think we would ever do in here. It's become purple once again in the middle sector, as we're right on the back of Bottas as we come in to the penultimate corner, and we're going to make a late move into the last corner. And can we get it done? We do indeed, just about, and we move up to P5, and that is great driving from myself and also Valtteri Bottas. But we go on to the final lap. It's not over yet though, as Vettel crosses the line to win the Monaco Grand Prix and keeps his dominance in the championship as well. But we've still got Bottas behind. He's only about under a second, so he's still going to have the DRS on us at this point, which is not what we needed at all. But we're going to be trying to defend for our dear lives. But look at the tyres, guys. We have done absolutely brilliantly to preserve these tyres, and we've done 26 laps on them, 25 laps on them almost. Absolutely astonishing tyre wear from us, and we're going to come across the line for an impressive P5 for the Toro Rosso team. A fantastic drive from us all, and very good to be heading into Canada for the next round of the championship, but a fantastic drive from myself there.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. Tell me, Ant, what was the key to this success?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
So here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's Ferrari. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a good result for Sebastian Vettel, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I think I'll have to give it to the Toro Rosso driver. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So there we go, guys, an epic Monaco Grand Prix. We somehow pulled off a P5 from where we started. A fantastic achievement from the boys at Toro Rosso with the setup, and one that I will remember for quite a while actually, for some epic overtakes all in the same corner and there. But it means for the standings then we will be in P7 with 28 points, which is what we needed there. We are now ahead of our teammate Sainz by 9 points, which is what we need to do. Our goal in the championship is to beat our teammate and to be within the top 10 overall in the standings, which is what we needed for this one there. And briefly, the constructors, we are P4, so we've now got a nice gap to force in it. But that will be the end of the episode, guys. Live episodes will be back from this Thursday for the round at Canada, so make sure to like and subscribe for more of this F1 career mode. But until next time, guys, have a great day, and I shall see you guys very soon for another video. Until then, take care.